I am a person, therefore the words I'm about to write compose a personal essay. But this particular essay is less about me and more about the people that created me. It seems more humble that way. Perhaps this is an homage then, but it is intimate and completely me nonetheless. It's a piece that is very aware of itself, and has a universal message and attempt to connect. It's everyone's story. I'm just telling it from my own perspective, from my own experiences with my own friends, my own family, my own encounters with those that have shaped the person writing these trite words. Maybe it's cliche to say, but this is a love story. To everyone, I am in love with the way you laugh at me laughing at a joke rather than laughing at the actual joke, because it means you can't hold back emotion when something brings me happiness. I love the way you burst into tears the second I hug you when you're sad, because that means the tension can finally dissolve when we form one person. And finally, I can't help but be in love with a place more when I'm seeing it through my eyes and yours, because it enhances the clarity and makes me see a bigger picture. To the ones I met this year, you are no less transformative than the ones I happened to cross paths with earlier. I believe in timing and fate because life is filled with weird yet premeditated patterns. There are things in this world I would be ignorant of if it were not for your presence. How to make spaghetti, how to find meaning in the sidewalk cracks, how to recognize sarcasm more quickly, and most importantly, how to eat with chopsticks. God, that was embarrassing for a while. And I only have a vague recollection of my life before I knew how to do these things. How impactful you all must be then, and how different I am now than I was just a year ago. To my old friends, thank you for still being here even though you are all mostly in Georgia, or California, or South Carolina, or Florida. When I see you, nothing has changed because there isn't any way to forget the formative years in elementary, middle, and high school. You are the friends I can reconnect with in the future and use huge intervals of time, like 15 years ago, when reflecting on our past. The only people to know me at each stage, beginning with naive, fast-forwarding through awkward, and becoming an adult after turning a tassel that meant nothing because, let's face it, we all fucking hated high school and acted like it was over the second we were accepted to a college so far away from each other, yet I don't feel very far from any of you. It's crazy to think that you will all know me more completely than anyone I meet following high school, but will also notice the changes as I grow more distinctly. To my brother, I would call you that one friend I am overly critical of because you are younger, thus more ignorant by default. You really hated when the family always compared you to me, but it was the only time I had any sense of self-confidence throughout my childhood. In the back of my head, I always knew you were just lazy and preferred to play video games and would have just as easily succeeded in school had you put forth any ounce of effort whatsoever. Overall, I would say you didn't like me very much, but I understand because I was really bossy when we played house, and I forced you to be the dog when you really wanted to be the older brother for once. Little did I know, you just wanted to be the one protecting me rather than the vice versa of reality. The rocky relationship smoothed its course a bit that night on the back porch last winter when I told you I was proud of you for pursuing your dream to become a filmmaker. I know you don't cry because you're a 6'3" and you can bench press me, but I'm the only one that knows how sensitive you were when you were younger. I'm the only person on this earth that could tell you were about to cry. And to Mom, it feels strange to talk about our dynamic and the way you've influenced me because it feels like I'm writing a Mother's Day card. Because of this, I will refrain from sounding automatic and completely favorable like the cards typically sound because today isn't Mother's Day, so I'm not required to tell you what I love most about you. I included you in this because you are my best friend when you agree with me, but we never see eye to eye anymore, so I'm not sure you are my best friend. Theoretically, we should share all the same opinions and ideas because you ingrained certain beliefs in me from a young age. But one year, the year I realized you don't have your life together like I thought all adults were supposed to, I decided to deviate and start my own line of thought. But I was only brave enough to do this because you raised me how to think, not what to think. You raised me to argue, you raised me to become angry when my thoughts are not heard. You would always call me stubborn when I inflicted this on you, but then you would smile knowing I was not the only one to blame. And thank you for sticking around when Dad left, because he was always so nice, and I probably would have grown up with a sense of entitlement if he had stayed. Initially, I thought his absence meant no more Oreos before dinner, and no more cartoons past 10 p.m., but his absence meant more time with you. I really got to know you after that, and I learned how much you have to offer this world, and I hate that my dad held you back for so long. Thank you for your selflessness because you provided me stability when everything seemed so broken. The point is that everyone I choose to surround myself with doesn't seem like a choice at all. It's more like something that happened to me. Therefore, I should be given less credit for the person I am in this very moment at 10:45 p.m. on November 15th, 2017, because my personality is composed of other personalities, composed of other personalities, composed of exponential personalities. The personal essay should reveal too much about the writer, because it's supposed to be vulnerable. And honestly, I thought it would be less vulnerable writing about other people, but I think it was more because of the sentimental undertones I didn't intend to evoke. So who am I? From this you can assume I am highly guarded, more sensitive than I'm willing to admit, although I suppose I just admitted it, and perhaps feeling a little bit homesick, or people sick. But it's because I was forced to think about how to write about myself when all I could think of were the people who made me myself,